Hey, what if you're not broken? What if that 3 or 4 a.m. awakening is a signal of your body of a change in physiology that can give you information rather than mean that something has totally gone wrong? We've all felt it. Maybe we go to bed, we fall asleep really easily, but then come 2 or 3 in the morning, you're wide awake. Your mind starts racing. Maybe you're sweating. Maybe you feel that heat flowing through your body and it's uncomfortable. And we start to feel like something has gone wrong, that we're going to have a terrible day because we woke up, that if we could only just get a couple more hours of sleep, we would feel better and we will be able to function better. I'm Dr. Guzman. I'm a triple board certified sleep medicine physician, and I practice integrative sleep medicine. That means understanding biologically what's going on with physiology, evaluating for sleep disorders, and beyond that, understanding that our body is a machine that functions through a beautiful dance of hormones, different neurotransmitters, different physiologic factors. Each and every single night is different than the past one. We have memories and emotions that we process during sleep. It's no coincidence that the word dream means two things. It means the images that come up during sleep when we're subconsciously processing emotions. And it also means our hopes, our dreams, our ambitions for life, our goals. A lot of these things are tied emotionally to our sense of well-being and what we want out of life. I'm the founder of Dream Life Medicine and Wellness, where we take a whole person approach to helping you sleep better, feel better, and live a happier and more joyful life, starting by addressing the root causes. I hear so often from patients that they have no difficulty falling asleep at night, but come 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning, they wake up earlier than desired. Their brain starts racing, thoughts are running, you're worried about things that you have to do, things that you didn't do. The mind starts going off and it feels like we have no control over our body. And all we want to do is get a little bit more sleep. What I want to do today is walk you through the physiology of what's happening during sleep that causes this 3 or 4 a.m. awakening. And I'm going to give you 4 practical tools that you can start using tonight to get yourself back to sleep, to work with your physiology rather than against it. One of these may even sound too simple to actually work, but the science says otherwise and the experience says otherwise. These tools work. So first, the physiology. What's happening around 3 a.m. that causes us to wake up for some reason, 2:30, 3:15, whatever that time is for you, it seems to be repeatedly the same time that you're waking up each morning. Around 3 or 4 a.m., cortisol, the wakefulness promoting hormone of the body, is starting to rise slowly. It's the thing that wakes us up in the morning for all of us. So that rise in cortisol is natural. What may happen when we live in a state of chronic stress, so we may have a higher baseline cortisol. So the threshold at which cortisol wakes us up, we may hit that earlier than desired when we're living in a state of fight or flight, when our nervous system is dysregulated. And this could be from mental, psychological stress, or it could be from stress in the body, from inflammatory or autoimmune conditions that cause the nervous system to be a little bit dysregulated. Could this be pain for some people? Could this be an activation of mast cells in patients who have mast cell activation syndrome or any of the disorders of dysautonomia? These middle of the night awakenings can be physiologic. So it's not just mental stress, which can cause cortisol to live at a higher baseline, but it could be a physiologic stress. One of the things that's interesting about the 3 or 4 a.m. time frame is that we usually are in a state of REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. So our brain looks really active. It almost looks as if you're awake. The eyes are moving back and forth. The brain activity is very fast. And we can only tell that you're sleeping because muscle tone is low. So essentially your body's in a very still, restful state, but the brain is not. The brain is active. It almost looks as if you're awake. So the threshold between REM and wakefulness is very narrow. It becomes really easy for us to be awakened at around that time. If you throw into that the changes that happen in respiration during REM, when we're dreaming, we're processing emotions. Our breath may become a little faster. We may be dreaming that we're running or that we're doing something active, or maybe we're dreaming about something that is emotional or stressful or scary or even exciting. It gives our body that signal of fight or flight, rapid heartbeat, rapid breath. That physiologically activates our body to some degree. And if we throw into that the fact that cortisol starts to rise, all of these create the perfect storm for us to have that 3 or 4 a.m. awakening. If you're a woman and you're going through perimenopause or through the menopausal transition in any degree, the reproductive hormones are changing. Progesterone and estrogen are fluctuating up and down. Eventually, those levels are decreasing. Progesterone is a precursor to the GABA neurotransmitter, which is what causes our brain to be in a more calm state. So progesterone can promote sleep through its effect on GABA. Estrogen also helps regulate a couple of things. Number one, it impacts muscle tone. So as we lose estrogen over that menopausal transition, muscle tone goes down, which means the airway muscles are a little more floppy. That means that we can have more breathing variations during sleep, especially in REM, especially around that 3 or 4 a.m. time. Estrogen also impacts our thermal regulation, how our body regulates our temperature. And so this is why hot flashes can happen, especially during the nighttime, and can wake us up. So there's a multitude of physiologic factors that can explain that 3 or 4 a.m. awakening. In this video, I'm going to share with you a few practical tools that you can try tonight. If you have that 2, 3, 4 a.m. awakening, you wake up earlier than desired, and you want to get a little bit more sleep, we can work with the physiology in those moments. But there's an important note to discuss first. If you're consistently waking up every single night around that time, there could be a sleep disorder that's going on. It could be sleep apnea. During REM, our muscles are relaxed, so sleep apnea is more common. And in women, sleep apnea is significantly underdiagnosed. It presents differently. It may not be loud snoring or a large body habitus or a large neck. It could be these nighttime awakenings. And so if you haven't had a sleep study, that's definitely your nudge to get your sleep evaluated. If you have an underlying autoimmune or inflammatory condition or dysautonomia, inflammatory processes that are going on in the body, that in and of itself can disrupt sleep, and it can drive those early morning awakenings. So we want to address that root cause if we can. We want to get support from our clinicians and make sure that pain is controlled, that inflammation is controlled as much as possible. In disorders where it is the nervous system itself that's causing the awakening, then we can use some tools to activate the parasympathetic rest and digest state and calm down that fight or flight response that our body is being affected by. Here it is. The number one tool that you can use to work with your physiology is your breath. It is our direct input into the nervous system. We can't sit here and consciously change our temperature or our blood pressure or even our heart rate, but we can consciously change the breath. We can make it deeper, we can slow it down, we can make it faster. And through the changes in our breathing pattern, we can give our nervous system an input that changes the way our physiology is functioning. So I know you're going to think, that's it. You're going to tell me to breathe. I know how to breathe. So just stay with me, because this is actually one of the most powerful physiologic tools that we have. And here's why. Our nervous system governs sleep. Sleep is a function of the nervous system shifting into that state of rest, slow brain waves that actually allow our brain to go unconscious. Our parasympathetic system has to be active in order to be in that rest and digest state. That means toning down the opposite system, which is the fight or flight. One easy tool that we can do is extend our exhales. You can try this right now if you want. Wherever you are in your breathing pattern, just start to exhale longer than you inhale. And through that extension of the exhale activates the vagus nerve. That's the nerve that runs from the belly all the way up the neck into the brain. That is the signal for our rest and digest response. And you can do this for 5 cycles of conscious breathing where you're extending your exhales, and you'll notice a shift in your physiology. So when you wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning, before you start thinking, oh my gosh, again, what's wrong with me? My body's broken. I'm going to have a terrible day. Just come back home to yourself. Come back to your breath. Notice it. Are you breathing in and out through your nose or through your mouth? If you're breathing through your mouth, try to breathe through your nose. Close your mouth. Try to focus on your inhales and exhales through the nose, making the exhale longer. If you have a hard time focusing on your breath because you start having thoughts that come in, worries, things that you're thinking about, your mind starts racing, then you may try another technique that's called emotional freedom technique. This is also known as tapping, and it's basically coming into your body and giving your body these signals to shift out of the fight or flight and the amygdala of the brain and come back to a present awareness of this moment. What does that look like? It may look like tapping here at the edge of your hand, the top of the eyebrows, the side of the temple, under the eye, above the lip, on the chin, clavicle, and then the armpit. And these are meridian points that have been studied and shown in the evidence to reduce that stress response. So again, this is called EFT or tapping. You can look up many videos guiding you through tapping exercises to improve insomnia, to relieve anxiety, stress, and essentially come back to your body and get out of your head. So the next time you're waking up earlier than you want, don't panic. Don't start overthinking it. Don't start ruminating on how, if you don't get enough sleep, your health is going to suffer or your day is going to go horrible. Just come back to yourself. Place a hand on your chest. Take a breath. Exhale. Ideally, you're doing that in and out through your nose. But sometimes the sigh is very relieving, and that's called a physiologic sigh. Your deepest inhale, and then you let it all out. You can do it through your mouth. That's okay. But ideally, to get that nitric oxide into the bloodstream and promote oxygenation in your body, you want to breathe in and out through your nose as much as you can. If you tell me that your nose is congested, notice that the more you try to breathe in and out through your nose, the more it'll decongest, because you're asking your body to get blood flow where it needs to go and move those inflammatory congesting processes, immune cells, and inflammation out of the nostril to promote blood flow there. And you'll notice that if you practice breathing exercises, your nose will be less congested. So next time that happens, so put a hand on your chest and say, "Hey, brain, you're awake. Good morning. I wonder if we can return to sleep. I wonder if I can get a little bit more sleep before we have to start our day." Not a demand of I have to fall asleep. If I don't, consequences. An invitation. Sleep can't be forced. We can't willpower our way into sleep. We can only create the conditions that allow sleep to come. If your mind starts racing, you say, "Hey, thoughts, I see you. Let them pass by. Thank you for being here, thought. Right now, it's time to rest. I can let you go in this moment. I don't have to think about you. You'll be there in the morning. Right now is dedicated time for rest." That's not awakeness. That is nervous system regulation. And compassion actually downregulates that stress response. Self-criticism amplifies it. Your body is not betraying you. It's communicating with you. And when you learn to listen with curiosity instead of fear or criticism, everything shifts. So let's recap. Starting tonight, you're going to notice your breath. You're going to exhale longer than you inhale and do it only in and out through your nose. If you need to get out of your head, if your mind is racing, you're going to try tapping techniques. Look up on YouTube or on Insight Timer, guided tapping exercises for insomnia. And finally, you're going to put a hand on your chest and you're going to say a kind word to yourself. The goal is not to perfect sleep. The goal is understanding what your body is telling you and responding with the right tools instead of pressure. If this video resonated with you, please like it, comment, subscribe, share it with someone in your life who this could help. And if you want to go deeper into this work, join me at a free mind-body workshop for optimal sleep health. The next one is June 17th at 3 p.m. Eastern. If you can't catch that one, it'll be the next third Wednesday of the month at 3 p.m. Eastern. I try to hold these every month so that you can connect with me and you have a chance to ask me questions and try these tools live with me and get curious about how you can work with your physiology rather than against it. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.